What have I done to be locked up? I don't deserve this horrible torture. God must not exist then, to let his creatures suffer in this way? And no one to come to my rescue. On May 23, 1901, Paris Attorney General received an anonymous letter telling that there's a girl held captive in a house located at 21 Rue de la Visitation. To his surprise, the location written in the letter was supposed to be the house of Madame Louise Monnier de Mercane, a 75-year-old widow living with her son Marcel Monnier, a law school graduate. Back on that day, the Monnier family was an honorable upper-middle-class family who hailed from the aristocratic Poitiers family. Madame Louise's husband, Émile Monnier, died few years earlier. But then, the police recalled that sometimes, around 25 years earlier, there was a joyful, pretty woman with beautiful eyes and brilliant hair that suddenly disappeared without a trace. Without further thinking, the police rushed in the location. The door was locked, so they had forced it open, and to their shock, there lying was the body of a woman merely weighing 55 pounds. Her body was covered in a pool of feces and food debris. Her head hidden under the cover. The woman who once wore the most precious smile of all was there naked, deranged and scared of what seems to be the cruelest thing she had in her life. The unfortunate woman was lying completely naked on a rotten straw mattress. All around her was formed a sort of crust made from excrement, fragments of meat, vegetables, fish, and rotten bread. We also saw oyster shells and bugs running across Mademoiselle Monnier's bed. The air was so unbreathable, the odor given off by the room was so rank, that it was impossible for us to stay any longer to proceed with our investigation. A witness in the event said. Thus, leaving some questions in our head. How can a mother do this to her own daughter? Why did she let it happen? And how come no one even noticed it? Hello and welcome to our channel, and today I would like to tell you a story about a woman who held captive for almost 25 years by her own mother. To begin with, we go back to France, year 1876, when at 25 years old, Blanche Monnier was young, innocent and desperate of love. At her age, she is desperate to get married, so she can move out from her mother's house. And there, she found love in an old lawyer. A not yet established lawyer whose wealth is not near beyond the richness of the Monnier, thus making her mother to disapprove their relationship. The mother and daughter argue. But even so, Blanche still plans to marry the lawyer. That she even tell her neighbors that she and the lawyer will soon be married. The neighbors awaits for that day, but as soon as days passed, they never heard of the beautiful and cheerful Blanche again. On the first few days, the neighbors didn't mind about Blanche's disappearance, until come many days, and still they doesn't heard about her. That's when they started to suspect that something is happening. As soon as the mother noticed it, she asked the neighbors to stop thinking. She assured them that Blanche is with them, but in a pretty bad situation. According to Madame Louise, Blanche turned insane, and they can't let her go to an asylum, so they keep her in their house to take care of. And to spice up, we all know that the Monnier was a powerful family back those days. That's why nobody ever questioned them, and easily believes them when Madame Louise states Blanche's condition. And that was the start of Blanche's calvary in the hands of her own family. Not knowing when to see sunlight again, Blanche's was locked inside her room, until she ceded her will. A couple of years later, the lawyer whom she had a relationship suddenly died, and everyone else forgotten about Blanche. But Blanche, being so in love, never gave in. They still kept her locked with nothing but darkness, rats and lice. In this period, Blanche is held under the care of the maids from the house, but as soon as the maid left, the Monniers managed to hire 2 more maids. 2, who were disgusted about the family's secrets, until one of them wrote anonymously a letter to the general. It was rumored that one of the maids slipped down the letter into her boyfriend, and the boy, so horrified, goes straight to the general and give him the letter. Monsieur Attorney General, I have the honor to inform you of an exceptionally serious occurrence. I speak of a spinster who is locked up in Madame Monnier's house, half-starved and living on a putrid litter for the past 25 years, in a word, in her own filth. And there, they find Blanche, with nothing as much as what she looks like for the past 25 years. She almost not resemble a human. Malnourished, lacking of sunlight, and cut off from any social contacts for the last 25 years. Police were astounded and disgusted. Her mother was immediately arrested and died 15 days in prison. Some says the neighbors' anger makes Madame Louis to suffer from heart attack, and before she died, she confessed all the inhuman act she does to her daughter. Blanche's brother Marcel was first sentenced to 15 months in prison, but later released as he never physically restricted her sister's movement. Marcel eventually inherited his mother's estate, except for the house, where Blanche had been kept, and retired to a country house far from Poitiers, where he died in 1913. And while the real anonymous writer of the letter had never been found, it was rumor that Marcel was the one who wrote the letter. As for Blanche, she was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. She never returned to society. She lived until 1913 and died in a sanatorium in Bois. To this date, people always remember the cruelty Blanche had experienced in the hands of people whom she think are the one who would care and support her to what she liked to be. Justice may not been given to her, but there's always someone who watch us in every occasion, and someday, true justice will always prevail.